It's time. It's time. It's time. Today is November the 13th, 2024, and it is 8:50 a.m. Master being invisible. Master being invisible. Master being invisible. This person in the thumbnail needs no introduction. Clarence, the Black Godfather Avant. I'm going to say that again. Clarence, the Black Godfather Avant. I'm going to say it one more time. Clarence, the Black Godfather Avant. For those that don't know who this man in the thumbnail is, this man was the black force of the entertainment business. From the 50s to his death at the age of 93. If you were a black person and you wanted to get into the entertainment business in any way, shape, or form, Clarence Avant was your man. Clarence Avant knew people from Quincy Jones to Muhammad Ali to Whitney Houston. Okay? Everybody that was in the entertainment business, but really everybody that was Black African American in the entertainment business knew who Clarence Avant was. And Clarence Avant was a master of being invisible. Now, what is being invisible? How do you master being invisible? To me, being invisible is never talking about yourself, never bragging about yourself, always working behind the scenes and letting your results do the talking, letting your success do the talking, letting your winning do the talking. And Clarence Avant was good at that. In fact, he started out as a manager for a Caucasian jazz artist. I believe his name was TB Lounge. And he went from there. So he didn't start with an African American person. He started with a Caucasian person, and it went from there. Working behind the scenes. Everybody else was talking about Clarence Avant except Clarence Avant. And I encourage you to watch his documentary on Netflix called The Black Godfather, which I watched one time, but I remember it like I watched it yesterday. I watched it when it first came out. Clarence Avant, he had his own record company at one point. He was very influential and very strong-minded. And he pretty much was the driving force in a lot of black entertainers' careers. The guy that sings "Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone," Mr. What? Mr. I don't want to get his name wrong, but the guy that sings that song. Okay. Bill Withers. It came to me, Bill Withers. He was very influential in his career. He knew Cornelius from Soul Train. Cornelius from Soul Train. Everybody that was everybody that's in the entertainment business now and was in the entertainment business back then knew Clarence Avant. And everybody knew who he was. He had a reputation for helping black people. He was the linchpin for black people to get in the entertainment business and to be successful in the entertainment business. Okay? Being invisible is all about let your reputation speak for itself. It's not about hiding. It's not about, being behind the curtain all the time. It's about letting your reputation speak for itself. If you really are if you really are that guy, if you really are that woman, other people will vouch for you. You don't have to vouch for yourself. You get what I'm saying? If you have a reputation, somebody will vouch for you. That's more powerful than you talking about yourself. Anybody can talk about themselves. You could be talking about yourself and be lying. But when somebody else vouches for you, when somebody else say you good, they're putting their own reputation on the line. Value the art of working behind the scenes. Value the art of keeping your mouth shut and just working. The results will come. My second example of being invisible, and I just found out for so long, this guy, first and foremost, there's a YouTuber. As y'all know, I'm a boxing buff. I just went to the Boots Chukachin fight on Saturday. Make sure y'all check out my footage. I just now found out who Al Heyman was. And there's a YouTuber named T Street Controversy. I met him years ago on the bus around the Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Martinez fight. I believe that was in like 2010, I believe. And when he first used to do his videos, he had a picture of Al Heyman in the background. I didn't even know who that guy was, but I figured if he had him in his background, he must be an important man. He must be a guy that he look up to. And Al Heyman is the ghost of boxing. He's the ghost of boxing. And there's a rumor going around that he's getting out of boxing. But not only is he the ghost of boxing, he's also, like Clarence Avant, a linchpin, a catalyst in the entertainment business for black people. Okay? And he's even more invisible than Clarence Avant. When they did at the Boxing Hall of Fame, you can look this up. They don't even show him. All you hear is his voice. And there's like a 3-minute documentary on him on YouTube. Anytime the cameras come around him, he disappear. Clarence Avant, from the documentary, he wasn't really afraid of the cameras. But when he did get in front of the cameras, he was very motivational. He was very informative. And he knew what to say. He kept it short and to the point. But Al Heyman, he was Houdini when it came to the cameras. And make sure y'all check out Al Heyman, y'all boxing fans out there. Him and Floyd Mayweather came up with PBC. which was genius. He's known as Mayweather's second father. Okay. He was a father figure to Mayweather. He also pretty much held on to Adrian Broner's money when he first started making money. Okay. He was pretty much, a lot of people got a lot of bad things to say about him, but a lot of people got a lot of good things to say about him. I mean, in life, that's just the way it is. Everybody's not going to have something good to say about you. And that's their right. They have a right to their opinion and what they think. So, people going to say good things and bad things about you. You know who you are. You know if it's true or not. You know. But back to being invisible, some of the things might be true. Some of them might not be true. Only Al Heyman knows if it's true or not. Okay? But he's the second example of being invisible. And the third example of being invisible, and he endorsed Donald Trump. Michael Harry O'Harris, who was the co-founder of Death Row Records. Okay? He was one of the pioneers, one of the founders of Death Row Records, along with Suge Knight and the lawyer that they had on payroll. Okay? And one thing he said it was like a prison interview. They interviewed him while he was in prison. He said that once Suge Knight started getting in front of the cameras more, and once he got on the cover of a magazine, that's when he lost a lot of his power. Because the key to power is being low key, being invisible, being a ghost. And that always stood out to me when he said that. Okay? He was the co-founder of Death Row Records. So what are you saying, Jack? What does Clarence Avant, Al Heyman, Harry O all have in common? These guys let their reputation speak for them. Maybe sometimes they had good reputations. Maybe sometimes they had bad reputations. But people were able to vouch for them. Okay? Stop talking about yourself. Stop bragging about yourself. Let other people speak for you. Let other people vouch for you. Even Big Hurt, he has a YouTube channel. Talked about when he was incarcerated, the most dangerous guys, the most thorough guys, the most strongest guys, the most influential guys, the guys that really had the juice was the guys that let their reputation speak for them. They didn't talk about themselves. The guys that was quiet, the guys that were polite. Those were the guys that had the real juice. Those were the guys that had the real respect. The guys that moved in silence. Because they know what they're doing. Okay? So I encourage you today. It's time for you to be the Yeti, which is the original name for Bigfoot. It's time for you to be the Loch Ness Monster. Okay? It's time for you to become that urban legend. It's time through your reputation of other people speaking for you. It's time to stop bragging. It's time to stop talking about yourself. It's time to get to work. It's time to put your head down and get to work. And let it all speak for you. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your week. And always remember, life is a game of chess, and every move counts. Know the board, know the pieces, win the game.